To hear some people tell it, a salad isn't fully dressed unless it's topped off by the product that hails from a certain island chain. An archipelago our Martha Teichner just had to see for herself.
We are about to examine the evidence to determine the mysterious origin of Thousand Island dressing.
Thousand Island dressing? Mysterious?
The legends of how this famous salad dressing was created at the turn of the 20th century are cloaked in intrigue.
Hi, Kathy.
And filmmaker Eric Roberts spent a year of his life investigating these legends, 3 of them.
You know, it's one of those things that the people either scratch their heads and go, what? Or they'll say, you know, that's kind of interesting.
At the premiere, you could have popcorn.
Yum, yum.
Or Thousand Island dressing.
Thousand Islands dressing is worldwide, and it started right here in the Thousand Islands.
1,864 islands, actually, in the St. Lawrence River between northern New York and Canada.
On August 10th,
It was here we came in search of truth in dressing. In the late 1800s, the Thousand Islands became fashionable among self-made millionaires who wanted castles instead of summer cottages.
Now the castle contains 122 rooms, 30 bathrooms, and 348 windows.
This one was built by George Bolt, owner of several hotels and manager of the Waldorf Astoria in New York. Bolt is at the center of both a tragic love story and Thousand Island dressing legend number 1.
So that's who?
That's Louise, George Bolt's wife.
Shane Sanford runs Bolt Castle.
And this was built for her?
Yes.
Unfortunately, in 1904, not long before the castle was finished, Louise Bolt died suddenly.
At that time, George Bolt just ceased all construction, inconsolable. He lost the love of his life.
But, so the story goes, a few years before her untimely demise, Louise and George took a fateful cruise aboard their yacht, named, what else, the Louise.
His steward was preparing their lunch. Did not have a dressing at that time, so he used whatever was available to develop a salad dressing, served it to George and Louise Bolt aboard the yacht.
George Bolt reportedly loved it and started serving it at the Waldorf. It was the maitre d', Oscar Cherky, the renowned Oscar of the Waldorf, who is said to have made it world famous. And what of competing Thousand Island dressing origin stories?
Well, there's stories.
Is what they're saying bunk?
It is. It is. There's the
Bunk.
bunk.
I'm more polite. They're not right.
Now for story number 2, which takes place in nearby Clayton, New York, where in 1973, Alan Benes bought an old hotel. In the safe, he says he found a list of ingredients.
Took it out to the kitchen and said, "What's this look like?" And the cook said, "Looks like a recipe for Thousand Island dressing."
And where's that recipe now?
The paper disintegrated, but before it did, we naturally copied the recipe.
Okay. Supposedly, this was the recipe Sophia Lalonde, the wife of a local fishing guide, made up around 1900. She gave it to the hotel at the request of one of her husband's fishing clients, May Irwin, a famous Broadway actress, best known for her hourglass figure and for the first ever screen kiss. Irwin wanted what she called Sophia's sauce on the menu, where it remains to this day.
The secret ingredient is in the tomato base.
For the last 15 years, Mary Dillon has been making what the Thousand Island Inn sells as the original recipe.
There's only 3 people that know the recipe, and she's one of them.
Really? So you haven't even told your relatives?
Oh, I might have mentioned it. I told them they better not tell anybody.
Okay.
What about legend number 3? Chef Theodore Rooms claimed he invented it for the opening of Chicago's Blackstone Hotel in 1910, and then named it after he took a trip to the Thousand Islands. What's true? Who knows? This is what I always thought, that all those little lumps of pickle relish were supposed to be the Thousand Islands. And that river of pink was the St. Lawrence, minus the boats.